हालांकि Dr. Sendil Kumar, radiologist, belonging to DMK party, Tamil Nadu, Dharmapuri constituency.
I am Dr. Pon Gausiami, orthopedician, Kallakurchi, Tamil Nadu.
I am Dr. Kalanidhi Veeraswamy, North Chennai, Tamil Nadu, DMK party.
मैं डॉक्टर जावेद किशनगंज बिहार MBBS
Orthopedician, Kallakurchi, Tamil Nadu.
I am Dr. Kalanidhi Veeraswamy, North Chennai, Tamil Nadu.
मैं डॉक्टर जावेद किशनगंज बिहार MBBS इंडिया. थैंक यू. डॉक्टर संजय जायसवाल रह गए,
MD in internal medicine.
हो गया. आज के पार्लियामेंट अफेयर्स मंत्रालय से ये बैठक हमने बुलाया है. ऐसे तो मैं पहले
that we are taking so many steps and many precautionary measures we are already taking, the government is taking under the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister. Honorable Prime Minister saying that we are taking so many steps and many precautionary measures we are already taking, the government is taking under the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister. Major ports and major airports, the screening was done, like many measures under his guidance. Dr. Harshvardhan very successfully, so far very successfully he has implemented. Having said that, as Honorable Prime Minister has yesterday quoted in his remarks, in that mind, today we have called this meeting, and under the guidance and the leadership of Prime Minister, many measures were very successfully implemented by Health Ministry. I congratulate and I thank Dr. Harshvardhan ji. And in this context, in this meeting, though it is all party doctors who are qualified doctors who have called, but Nadda ji took a special interest being the immediate past health minister. He said, can I come to meeting? I said, it will be our privilege if you come. And he has volunteered, and I am so thankful to him. And as a party president also, he is trying to educate our all workers, and do's and don'ts in the party also he has already given. And he took a special interest after the suggestion came from Honorable Prime Minister. From the day one he was asking how many doctors in both the houses, qualified doctors, not PhD doctors, qualified doctors are there. And as directed by Honorable Prime Minister, we should try to take the use of them. This was the intention of Shri Nadda ji. And as one of the major political parties, national president, he is here today. And as a immediate past health minister, who has health ministry mein lot of changes he has brought in during his period. And I really thankful to you, sir, for having come over here. And I welcome you, and I welcome all the doctors who are present here. And now I leave the mic to Dr. Harshvardhan so that he can make his initial remarks. And if you all agree, I request at the end to Dr. Shri Nadda ji to make few remarks also.
Respected Party President Shri Nadda ji and my senior colleague Parliamentary Affairs Minister Shri Prahlad Joshi ji, Parliamentary Affairs Minister Shri Prahlad Joshi ji, all our distinguished colleagues of the profession. Well, I think you are all aware of the situation that has arisen out of the corona pandemic now all over the world, and we have been sharing every bit of information with all of you also, like all other parliament members. I have to express my gratitude to the Parliamentary Affairs Minister who has helped in the So I have to only thank you, and we have made a very small presentation, a couple of slides which will give you an overview of how and when we started the fight against corona, where do we stand today, and what is the road ahead, in which what is the role that we all can play in that. That's I think, and I would also like to use this occasion to thank my respected party president Shri J.P. Nadda ji, who has also been our former health minister, and there is no one right now who knows more about the health department. So the very fact that he took interest and proactively he said he wants to be part of this meeting, that gives us great satisfaction. And even at the cost of repetition, let me say that he is the one who is right now, our party has the highest number of cadre members in the whole world. In fact, it's the largest party. So he has taken upon himself to educate each and every member of the party, and he's taking it up very proactively and ensuring that all over the country, up to the village level, every level, through the party workers also, we are able to educate the society. I think that I don't want to give any more introduction to this meeting. Once again, all my gratitude to all my dear professional colleagues. And we have two senior officers of our ministry in this meeting. Preeti Sudanji is our Union Health Secretary on my left, just next to Praladji, and Dr. Balram Bhargav. You every day are hearing about ICMR. Today also I mentioned about ICMR in the Parliament. So he's a doctor, he's a scientist, and he's right now the DG, is a Secretary of the Department of Health Research, looking after ICMR and the whole department. So both of them will jointly present this picture before all of us, and then we'll have some, if you have some queries or comments, and then finally we'll have the final words of wisdom from Shri J.P. Nadda ji. Thank you, and I hand it over to Madam Preeti Sudan now.
Namaskar, Madam and Sirs. I thank respected President BJP and our Honorable former Health Minister Nadda Sir, Honorable Parliamentary Affairs Minister, our Honorable Health and Family Welfare Minister Dr. Harshvardhan, who has been guiding us through this, Honorable Dr. MPs who have spared their precious time, Madams and Sirs. Between me and Dr. Balram Bhargav, the Secretary DHR, we will run through a few slides. You know more than us because you're so technically qualified, honorable members. So quickly, if next slide will go. So as you know that COVID-19 is the name that WHO has given to N coronavirus, which is novel coronavirus, spread from animals to humans. That's the theory. And I must add that Dr. Mahatme, our honorable MP, he insisted and he got one health institute done in Maharashtra, sir, really foresight, sir. On 31st...
COVID-19 is a disease.
Sir, yes, COVID-19, it stands for, so that's why I said you know more than me, sir.
Yes.
So,
because we are a group
yes,
of doctors, we don't want the wrong message sent out.
Yes, sir.
It's
So-
called SARS-CoV-2.
so it means, sir, a coronavirus, CO virus, I is disease. So that's what COVID is. Thank you for correcting me there. I was right, sir. So 31st December, sir, China alerted WHO of pneumonia cases in Wuhan. And 7th, they identified it as a new type of coronavirus, sir. 8th January itself, sir, we have one joint monitoring group under our Director Health Services. They met and to take stock of the situation, sir. On 17th January itself, we issued our first advisory. On 18th January, the states, with active participation of states, we started thermal scanning at few airports and gradually escalated it as per the evolving situation. 30th January, WHO declared it as a public health emergency. And 11th, they declared it as a pandemic. So, and if you see today, sir, worldwide confirmed cases are more than 2 lakh, reported deaths are more than nearly, it's 8,778. So what we want to assure you, sir, that under the able guidance of our Honorable Prime Minister and our Health Minister, we took action as we thought fit, sir, much before we were alerted by WHO. Next. Sir, institutional response, as our Honorable Parliamentary Affairs Minister said, that the situation is being monitored personally by Honorable PM, Principal Secretary to PM, group of ministers, committee of secretaries, our interaction with health secretaries of the states. All this has been going on, sir, at a regular interval, and we are very closely monitoring the situation. And I must add, sir, that the states have done wonderful work, sir, without being ready to meet the challenge as we are today. Next. So, because you all are again, sir, highly qualified, I just want to say that if we have to say what are the various things that we need to do under now surveillance in 21 plus 9 airports. And then you see, once the passengers came from outside, we started community surveillance of the contacts and people that could be vulnerable because of this outside entry into the country and into the community. It is important to build logistics, sir, so we have ensured that we now also have actually worked very hard to have Indian manufacturers of PPEs. Sir, a big dilemma was कि जो PP protection, personal protection equipment पहना जाता है, that actually cloth used to be imported from China, sir. So we sat down, we looked at our specifications. So with the Ministry of Textiles, so we have 4 manufacturers who can do it for us, and they have passed the mandatory tests. And from this week onwards, we will have our own people also manufacturing these important protection equipment which we need for our medical staff, because it's very important that our doctors and our paramilitary staff who deal with the patients are protected, sir. Of course, laboratory testing, Dr. Balram Bhargav will tell us, but very quickly we have expanded this network, sir. Hospital preparedness is very important. Now our focus is the patient, to ensure that the patient gets good treatment. We don't have any more deaths, sir. And so isolation beds, critical care management, infection protection, all these guidelines have been issued. On Sunday, sir, we are also going to do a mock drill of hospitals, for which we have prepared the SOPs, sir. Risk communication is again very important. मेरे को तो खुद नहीं पता था, sir, कि क्या क्या करना चाहिए. So, the do's and don'ts. How do we tell public? How do we engage them? How do we not create panic and yet inform, sir, and ensure that everybody takes responsibility? कल Honorable PM ने भी address में यही बोला, sir. So that's very important. And of course, capacity building, sir. So because किसको क्या करना है, कैसे करना है, sir. So that's why we have held master trainers ki workshop on the 6th, sir. Now, and we are having virtual training sessions also. Ventilators ki we have tomorrow, sir. So this is the kind of arrangements that are going on in the ministry, sir. Next, sir, I already mentioned that going by how you see the situation was evolving across the world, sir, we have kept adding airports, we have kept adding also the countries from which, if passengers come, they need to be they need to be medically tested there with thermal screeners. They need a risk-based assessment for quarantine, and the states, sir, very grateful to them. They have been doing a lot of work. Till now, sir, 14 lakh plus passengers in 13,000 plus flights have been screened, sir. Next, sir, it's not only the airports but also seaports, sir. 12 major ports and 65 non-major ports में screening चल रही है. And our shipping ministry has done wonderful work there also, sir. We are doing our best. And similarly, next slide, at the land ports also, sir. So जो हमारे borders हैं, we have now actually the latest is movement has been restricted to only 20 checkposts and ICPs where robust screening mechanisms have been put up, sir. Next. Sir, regulation of international travel has been our core principle. The first advisory, as I said earlier, was issued on 17 January, but we have had a graded response to additional restrictions. And yesterday, sir, all existing visas and visa-free facility to OCI stand suspended, and all international traffic has also been suspended, sir, for at least 1 week. And international traffic, as I said, is also restricted, sir, through land borders. Next. Sir, community surveillance is the key, sir. Here again, I'd like to say that states have done wonderful work. We have an integrated disease surveillance portal, sir, which is not made just for COVID, sir. We've been doing this over a period of time with the help of WHO. So here the states are uploading their data. Sometimes, of course, states are taking time to upload because वो काम करें या upload data करें, but still we have information. So this online portal, sir, surveillance is being done. So as you see, sir, 90,459 travelers have been brought under community surveillance. Out of this, 6,289 were found symptomatic, उनको home isolation बोला गया. 732 sir hospitalized भी हुए हैं. Then next is, sir, that hospital preparedness and logistics is actually the key. So as I said earlier also, and we have issued guidelines, or I would say the protocols for surveillance, sample collection, infection control, clinical management, cluster containment, and we have also engaged private sector. And I have a WhatsApp group also with them, which Dr. Paul of Niti Aayog is actually coordinating, so that they also join us against our to fight this big challenge that we have in front of us. About logistics, I already explained. We have also now notified some of the items under Essential Commodities Act, and NPP is also taking action to ensure that prices are controlled. So, ma'am and sirs, positive cases now are 195 is shown here, but as I speak, it is 206 cases. And I'd like to inform that 20 states are affected. Out of these 20 states, if we'll go to the next slide, please. So here, 20 states are affected and 6 states have double-digit cases. And Telangana has 7 cases. So these are the states which actually deserve and require more careful surveillance, hospital preparedness, and also to ensure that timely action is taken. And if you will see, these are also the cases where we have had more international travelers. And if I say, then majority of my cases, positive cases, have been actually the people who have come directly. So about 102 out of these cases are actually people who have come from outside directly, and then their contacts. Next slide. This is just to show you the trend. अभी कोई ऐसा ट्रेंड हमारी कंट्री में नहीं है. आप ये देखेंगे 5 मार्च को 24 स्पाइक हुआ. वो स्पाइक इसलिए हुआ सर बिकॉज 20+1 एक इटालियन ग्रुप जो राजस्थान में घूम रहा था, उनको द इटालिया फ्लाइट इटसेल्फ सेड दे विल So we took them to our 23 of them थे, but we took them in our quarantine facility. उसमें से 21, जिसमें से 20 Italians थे और एक उनका ड्राइवर था बस का, तो उनको they tested positive. But this is the kind of cases we are having, but the cases are increasing. So though we don't want to sound alarmist, but we need to really act now. And next, India is the only country, states. I would like to just pause here and request my colleague Dr. Balram Bhargav to take over the next slides which relate to his domain of work.
So, Honorable Ministers, Honorable Dr. MPs, thank you for your kind attention. Just to put the things in perspective, now this disease has 4 stages. We know that stage 1 is very few imported cases, 1 or 2 here and there. And then stage 2 is local transmission. And India is here where we have had 4 deaths and 195 cases, and as Madam has spoken now, 206, and most are travel related. Now here, one point I wanted to emphasize that even Saudi Arabia, which is the hottest country, is also in this stage. But they have 250 cases, and yesterday alone, they had 67 cases. So it is a warm country, but still it is tremendously cases are there. USA, UK and European Union are in stage 3, and Italy, Iran and China took more of their measures at this late stage. So India is trying in the stage 2 to take all these isolation and other measures, which hopefully we may not progress to stage 3 and 4, provided these measures are effective and we get the cooperation as we have been getting, and that cooperation continues at every level. Next, please. So, these proactive measures and preemptive measures that the government has taken, and Madam Preeti Sutan already alluded to them. This regulating non-essential services and minimizing social contact will be able to offer health services to the most needy, will ensure availability of healthcare workers in any contingency, and optimum and cost-effective utilization of PPE and medicines. It will also ensure availability of isolation beds and ventilators, will enhance implementation of social distancing strategies, reduce vulnerability of the population, enhance provision of quality healthcare to the needy patients. So important thing is that we have to shift from numbers to deaths. Deaths is what we can prevent and which is most important. Our focus has to be on deaths. So our goal is to prevent community transmission, prevent from going to stage 3, 4, and prevent deaths as much as possible, and therefore the hospital preparedness and readiness has to be scaled up at every level. Next, please. In terms of testing, India's testing strategy has been from searching for virus to saving lives. So normally this test, the blood test, is not a reliable test. It is not used. It is because of immunoglobulins that are IgG and IgE, which may come after some time, and therefore it is not there are some drop blood tests but they are not reliable at all. For all respiratory infections, the most reliable test is using a throat swab or a nasal swab, and that swab is carried in a test tube which contains viral transport medium, and that test tube is carried with a cold chain to the center which is testing it, and that center isolates the RNA, and that RNA is then tested in 2 parts of the Currently, we are testing symptomatic international travel patients and travelers who are symptomatic and their immediate contacts who are symptomatic. The philosophy that was said by the Director General of WHO was testing, and that created a lot of fear and in our society. And we looked at that more. That was for countries like Iran, Italy, which have reached stage 3, stage 4. We are not yet in stage 3 and 4. Further, it is clarified for countries who are 1 and 2, testing. The better philosophy is quarantine, or self-isolation. And we hospitalize these patients who test positive because they are symptomatic, and then they test positive, so we hospitalize them. Severe cases we put in the ICUs. Next, please. In terms of testing laboratories, we had the ICMR NIV, that's one institute, and we have rapidly scaled it up since the last one and a half months. Samples from Italy and Iran have been collected by our scientists, and they have been tested. Once they became negative, then they have traveled to us, and they were tested at day 1 and also at day 14. So, and after which they were released. So 624 from the Wuhan have been released who came back, and another 300 which were from the Diamond Princess, as well as on the third flight from Wuhan, have also been released and are fine. So we, as of yesterday, we have 79 labs fully operational, and we are scaling them up at the rate of at least 4 or 5 labs a day, and we have by 23rd March we will have more than 110 labs. We have these were all in the ICMR and Ministry of Health system. We have got CSIR, DRDO, DBT labs, and medical colleges labs, which have, and also private sector NABL accredited labs also to start functioning by 23rd. Next, please. So, ma'am, you.
So, my earnest request to honorable MPs and doctors is that, madam and sirs, you have so much of credibility. People believe you, have faith in you, and trust you. So, if you could amplify the do's and don'ts and ongoing government initiatives as a part of confidence building measures, because कोई लोगों को घबराने की बात नहीं है, मगर अपना साथ निभाने की बात है अच्छा एक और and also please my request is kindly interact with media, because lot of false reporting goes on, which actually then creates panic and then creates a lot of misgivings. And there are also, you see, many people believe that they have to wear a mask. Actually, they don't need to. So, sensitization on important use of masks, कहाँ पे पहने, क्या करें, hygiene maintain करें, हाथ धोएं. Fortunately for us, sir, we have this habit of daily, bathing. In fact, कई बार हम तो in some of our states twice thrice we have a shower. बात तो वो हम वैसे भी साफ है, मगर अब बच्चों को और सबको हाथ धोने का फिर से बोलना पड़ेगा. और एक बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट बात है कि कल हमारे माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने भी बहुत स्ट्रेस किया कि सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग इज़ वेरी वेरी इम्पोर्टेंट. तो ये सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग जो बात है, ये लोगों को समझ भी आ रही है नहीं. अब स्कूल में छुट्टी हो गई तो देखते हैं कि पार्क में पिकनिक जा रहे हैं, सिनेमा हॉल जा रहे थे, अब तो सिनेमा हॉल कई स्टेट्स ने बंद कर दिए. तो वो बहुत ज़रूरी है, आप लोगों के साथ चाहिए कि आप जाकर उनको प्लीज़ इनकरेज करिए, उनको बताइए कैसे. और ये जो मार्केट एसोसिएशंस हैं, हमारे रिलीजियस ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस हैं, अभी भी हमारे चल रहे हैं मेले और कॉन्ग्रीगेशंस, तो उनको साथ लेना होगा, उनसे बात करनी होगी, उन्हें समझाना होगा कि हमें इंश्योर करना है कि हम पोस्टपोन करें गैदरिंग्स और अपने जो हमारे सिटीजन्स हैं उनको हम प्रोटेक्ट कर सकें, वो अपने आप को प्रोटेक्ट कर सकें. कल माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने बोला कि भाई जो सीनियर सिटीजन्स हैं वो बाहर ना जाएं, ऐसे ही बच्चे बाहर ना जाएं. क्यों बाहर ना जाएं? क्योंकि वो वनरेबल हैं, क्योंकि उनको ज़्यादा इन्फेक्शन हो सकता है. अभी ये जो 4 डेथ हुई हैं, वो दे वर ऑल पीपल हु वर ओल्डर हु हैड हम स्टेप्स लेंगे तो आई एम श्योर कि वी कैन टाइड ओवर दिस चैलेंज. और पर्सनली और इंस्टीट्यूशनली मैं कहूँगी कि आप सबका आशीर्वाद और प्रेयर्स चाहिए मुझे मैडम एंड सर्स. थैंक यू.
If any one of our honorable colleagues, if you have some queries in your mind or some valuable suggestions, if you can put forward, so we are willing to answer. Otherwise, we can.
सर ये क्लोरोक्विन का क्या हो रहा है सर? ये कल प्रेसिडेंट ट्रंप ने जो बोला और जयपुर के भी हॉस्पिटल से आया था, तो ये क्लोरोक्विन एक्यूविर का एसाइक्लोविर का ये क्या?
Dr. Bhargav will update. Yes. You see, there are a lot of trials going on different drugs. Chloroquine is also one of them. So our scientists at ICMR, they are in fact in touch with everything that's going on all across the world. Chloroquine is being used more in America right now. So a lot of these scientists, we are going as per the protocol suggested by our own scientists, and they are getting all sorts of informations. So we have, I think Dr. Bhargav can probably...
National Task Force, which is being constituted under the chairmanship of Dr. Vinod Paul, has got public health experts from and Dr. Buleria, etc., from the whole country, represented all along. 24 experts there. They are meeting regularly, and we're meeting again today at 6 p.m. In terms of drugs and medicines, there are several medicines which have been used. Several combinations have been used. Initially, we had got just approval. Getting approval is also not difficulty because the DCGI is very supportive and the Ministry of Health is very supportive. It can happen within a day as far as we are taking. So that worry is not there and should not be there. So if I get evidence that chloroquine is working today, I can start it tomorrow. There is not a problem. But for chloroquine specifically, there is evidence of one study of 30 patients where they have shown some benefit in sick patients, and that is from France. For there's another drug which is remdesivir, which is an injectable antiviral. 10 days has shown some benefit and was probably used in China. Third drug is favipiravir, which is manufactured in Japan, and we are in constant touch with Japan through the Ministry of External Affairs, and we are trying to get that drug. But we still don't have full data how much it is working, but we will have it available very soon. The fourth drug is lopinavir, which we have already been given to our very sick patients. This is a AIDS stage 2 drug, which we have already lopinavir, ritonavir boosted combination, which we have already started using in some of our patients. Now the question occurs is, for prophylaxis, can we, like earlier for 50 years back, people used to travel from the Western world and come to India and say, should we take chloroquine before coming because there's a lot of malaria? Can we start thinking on those lines? There is no data yet, but today evening at 6 p.m. we'll take a final decision on that, whether all international travelers can be given chloroquine or not. If one dose for 10 is there, we will just advise it by tomorrow by that expert committee that if one dose is going to prevent even little bit, even 1%, we will just get a clear green signal by tomorrow morning as far as that is concerned. For treatment, it is a prolonged course of chloroquine, which we have tried in the 3 or 4 patients with the ritonavir as a combination. It has been done.
So one practical suggestion, in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities where there are airports and railway stations, because of lack of supply of thermal scanners in my home state also, there are a lot of people, because of the long queues, they are jumping those scannings. So I think sort of a directive should be passed through airlines. When this announcement is made inside the aircraft, that this is mandatory, nobody can jump it. The implementation of thermal scanners, even if there are long queues in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities, it can be maintained in airports and railway stations and bus stations. This is one. Second, I have just received an update. Probably India recorded the 5th death of an Italian who was declared cured, and it has been given in some news channels and it has been there in the social media. I'm not sure whether this is to be clarified.
Sir, let me clarify. This was a 65 plus year old Italian, and as I said that 23 के ग्रुप में से 20 Italians and one driver were affected. 2 of them were in Jaipur. So this Italian जो अभी जिनकी डेथ हुई है, इनको he had tested positive, जो मैंने आपको बताया था ना 5th March को, and subsequently he tested negative, और हमारे as per our protocol 2 negative tests, and in fact we had contacted embassy that he can go back, but the situation being as it is there, sir, and also he's a chain smoker, sir. So and the embassy wanted him to get medical care for other comorbidities in Fortis in Jaipur. So he shifted to Fortis, and he has not, the death is not the 5th case of COVID at all, sir. He was negative, sir.
Regarding chloroquine, just want to add that we have given clear communication with the NPPA as well as the Secretary Pharma that all API and key starting materials and whatever stocks of chloroquine in India have to be clearly stocked, clearly checked, and we have to keep.
So azithromycin and hydrochloroquine.
Yes, azithromycin and chloroquine for treatment. We are talking about prophylaxis. That is another. That will be probably a game changer if we can, if it is working for prophylaxis. So we'll take that decision today.
Okay.
Sir, first death had taken place in Gulbarga. Immediately I had contacted Health Minister. I went to Bhargavji's office. I sat for 6 hours, and our lab has started functioning, and they are very happy. And all preventive measures is being taken. I should thank you. I was there for more than 6 hours, sir. Their people helped, and from Bangalore and other places they sent material. We have started lab in Gulbarga.
Sir, to add one point, that this is a biosafety and a hazard material, so we have to have that glass hood, because anyone who's handling this virus has to be protected. Any leak there, then we will be in serious trouble. So that is why some measures are slightly stricter. But
सर पहले तो मैं अपने हेल्थ मिनिस्टर साहब को मुबारकबाद दूंगा, धन्यवाद कहूँगा कि आपने जिस वार फुटिंग पे काम किया है और पूरे देश को आपने बचाया है, आपका तारीफ है। सर मैं ये देख रहा हूँ कि हमारे डिस्ट्रिक्ट हॉस्पिटल्स के अंदर वेंटिलेटर्स नहीं है। अगर वेंटिलेटर्स का इंतजाम हो जाए, या जो टर्शियरी केयर हॉस्पिटल्स हैं करीब में, उनसे ये कह दिया जाए कि गरीब मरीजों को फ्री इलाज करें अगर हम खुदा न खास्ता 3rd स्टेज में लैंड अप करते हैं। इसी तरह से हमारे स्टाफ के लिए सर, जो मेडिकल स्टाफ है, डॉक्टर्स हैं, उनके जो ड्रेसेस हैं उनकी भी बहुत कमी है, उनको भी कहीं ना कहीं हमें सोचना पड़ेगा। और सर एक सजेशन ये भी है कि अगर हम कर सकें तो जितने भी लोग ट्रैवल कर रहे हैं ट्रेन के अंदर, बसेस के अंदर, तो उनको मास्क प्रोवाइड कर दें, क्योंकि हम जितने ओवर क्राउडिंग देश में रहते हैं, और ये तो आप लोगों की एफर्ट्स थी कि हम अभी तक बचे हुए हैं, वरना हमें तो खतरा ये था बीइंग ए डॉक्टर कि अगर खुदा ना खास्ता फैल गया तो किसी के बस की बात नहीं होगी, इसे रोक लें। ये आपकी एफर्ट्स हैं, इसलिए मैं आपको धन्यवाद भी कहना चाहूँगा।
Sir, be very actively in the process of procuring more ventilators for the country. So उसका डिटेल में हम नहीं जाते, बट आपका जो कंसर्न है, और दूसरा मास्क के बारे में तो यू सी इज आइदर फॉर दोज हु हैव ऑलरेडी गॉट द डिजीज और फॉर हेल्थ प्रोफेशनल्स एंड ऑल। ये तो बार बार हम लोग प्रोपेगेट भी कर रहे हैं कि इट्स नॉट फॉर हेल्दी नॉर्मल इंडिविजुअल्स। रेलवेज ने दूसरे उन्होंने अपनी काफ़ी एडवाइजरीज इशू की है, वहाँ पे डीकंजेस्ट करने के लिए बहुत सारी ट्रेन कैंसिल की जा रही। सो दैट पार्ट इज ऑल्सो बीइंग टेकन केयर ऑफ इन द एडवाइजरीज, एंड एज द सिचुएशन इमर्जेस फर्दर वी आर गोइंग टू मेक इट मोर एंड मोर स्ट्रिंजेंट।
सर, our hazardous waste management people are there, biomedical waste management. They are connecting the infected material from all the hospitals. The people are going to door hospitals and they are connecting. I think they are the most vulnerable people. I think we should think for the biomedical waste management, the employee people, and we should also support them, not only morally, but we should support them concretely also.
डॉक्टर साहब, जस्ट टू अपडेट एवरीबॉडी, इसके लिए जो एक कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग वाली बात है ना, इतना डिटेल में किया गया है फॉर एवरीवन हु इज कंसर्न्ड। डे बिफोर यस्टरडे आई हैड गॉन टू विजिट just one quarantine center in Delhi itself, आई वॉज सो हैप्पी टू सी कि इवन वहाँ पर भी इतने डिटेल में स्ट्रिंजेंट जो डॉक्टर्स दूसरे एम्प्लॉयज वो लोग क्वारंटाइन फैसिलिटी जिसमें कि पॉजिटिव केसेस नहीं है, सिर्फ हिस्ट्री में जो जिनको हमने क्वारंटाइन
some antipyretic and traveling, तो वो थर्मल स्कैनर में तो उसका टेम्परेचर नॉर्मल दिखेगा, इट कैन गेट स्किप आई मीन फ्रॉम द स्क्रीनिंग, तो इन दैट केस दैट पर्सन इज मोर वल्नरेबल टू इन्फेक्ट अदर्स around him. That is one. Sir, second thing, Mantri ji just said कि masks and all are not required. We being doctors, we are also aware of the fact. But nowadays जो एयरलाइन में ट्रैवल करते हैं, कई बार सर अभी हम जो सिम्टोमेटिक है या वी आर या जितने लोगों के साथ उनका कांटेक्ट आया होगा उनको अगर वो इन्फेक्शन हुआ है तो वी माइट नॉट कम टू नो अनलेस एंड अंटिल दैट पर्सन बिकम सिम्टोमेटिक एंड इज दैट नाउ इन द एयरक्राफ्ट
माय रिक्वेस्ट इज यू ऑल डॉक्टर्स एंड देयर आर डॉक्टर हमारा हेल्थ मिनिस्टर भी डॉक्टर है और भार्गव वगैरह दे आर ऑल साइंटिस्ट डॉक्टर भी है क्या?
तो सर माय ओनली थिंग इज कि इसमें क्या करना चाहिए
इसलिए
जी
my suggestion is be very pointed. If not, they will understand. They will also understand.
Yes, you're absolutely right. The thermal scanners are not foolproof, and that is why it is we have to have the responsibility of not taking a tablet of crocin. It has to fall on each one of our citizens, and that is an important point. But broadly, it will get some idea. Yes, some leak will definitely be there. The second point is about people. See, the incubation period is anywhere between 2 to 14 days, and if you test someone on day 1, he may become positive on day 2. If you test someone on day 3, he may become positive on day 7. So typically, it can remain positive to 14 days, and that is the procedure we have followed for all those who were evacuated for day 1. They were negative. Day 14, they were negative. Then they were discharged. So it is like, can we test everyone, and can we test every day? It is difficult to do that with the limited number of resources and limited number of. So that is a point which we have to.
Now I appeal and request Honorable National President of Bharatiya Janata Party Shri Nadda ji to say few words.
सर इधर वालों को भी ये इनको बैक बेंचर्स को भी थोड़ी अलाउ करिए, तो बिल्कुल वो सामने वाले को हो गया. एंड सर 2-3 क्वेश्चंस विच आर कमिंग टू माय माइंड. मैंने कल भी हेल्थ मिनिस्टर जी, आई नो ही इज वर्किंग वेरी हार्ड, बहुत ज्यादा मेहनत कर रहे हैं. वी ऑल नो हाउ सीरियस एज ए पर्सन ही इज. सर मैंने कल भी जो मेरी इंफॉर्मेशन है, मैं डॉक्टर भी हूँ, IAS भी रहा और अब MP हूँ. माई ओन इंफॉर्मेशन इज कि अपन ने अपने कंट्री में जो टेस्ट किसका हो सकता है वो क्राइटेरिया बहुत रिस्ट्रिक्टिव रखा है, बहुत ज्यादा. मुझे ये लग रहा है कि इतना रिस्ट्रिक्टिव रख के, क्योंकि अपन अभी रिलेट्स टू मेनी डिपार्टमेंट्स. देखिए अब इसका अपन ने अवेकनिंग वाली स्टेज बहुत अच्छी करी है, देयर इज नो डाउट अबाउट इट. इवन जो अपने घरों में लोग काम करते हैं उनको भी अब ये समझ है कि भाई, लेकिन उसका एक साइड इफेक्ट भी बहुत सारे शुरू हो गए हैं. एंड गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया बीइंग द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट, आई थिंक देखिए होर्डिंग भी शुरू हो गई, प्राइस राइज भी शुरू हो गई, ट्रांसपोर्ट बंद हो गई, मुझे तो मेरी कंस्टिट्यूएंसी से फोन आए कई इंडस्ट्री के कि हम मजदूरी नहीं बांट पा रहे, कि ना कोई ट्रक जा रहा ना कोई मटेरियल आ रहा। मैं कह रहा था कि इसको भी साइड, आई नो द स्केल्स आर टू बिग टू बी मैनेज्ड इन ए डे और टू, आई अंडरस्टैंड ऑल दोज थिंग, पर लेकिन मेरा ख्याल जो इतनी वीकनिंग के जो साइड इफेक्ट हुए हैं उस पे भी एक वर्किंग ग्रुप बन जाए तो बहुत अच्छा होगा। नहीं तो ये ना हो कि ये तो अपन निपट लें, कुछ और काम शुरू हो जाए और रिसेशन में चले जाएं, कुछ और हो जाए, मतलब वो भी दैट इज अनदर क्वेश्चन। दीज वर द टू मेजर थिंग्स व्हिच वर कमिंग टू माय माइंड। थैंक यू सर फॉर अलाउइंग मी।
Sir, stage 1 or stage 2 में strategy of testing less is important. Once, and we meet every day to liberalize our strategy. Initially it was 7 countries, we made it all countries. Initially it was just limited few, we made it all symptomatic. Now we are also we have also included severe acute respiratory illness also as one who can be tested. We will also now include any asymptomatic international travel, 7 to 14 days after travel. We will gradually increase it once we...
Dr. Bhargav,
yes,
just one pointed clinical query in your experience.
Yes, sir.
Because all these are immunocompromised folks.
Absolutely.
So regardless of, I mean, incidentally, this is COVID.
Yes, sir.
It could happen, it could be another viral infection as is the experience in diabetes and other.
Yeah.
So you always tend to give a cover, an antibiotic cover, to prevent a secondary infection or a bacterium.
Yes.
So what in your experience would be the ideal antibiotic that has been used or should be used?
So at least up till now, so we have had very few people who are requiring admission and treatment. But the recommendation azithromycin is very good, as ma'am has.
Because I don't think we can take risks, especially if
my request is
if a person, एक मिनट, यही डॉक्टर वाला सवाल है, बाकी सारे ऐसे ही है. Because the person is immunocompromised on account of diabetes, on account of oncological history, he would not die of COVID, he would die of a secondary infection.
सर डॉक्टर साहब, my request
एक मिनट, ये डॉक्टरों के लिए तो उनका अनुभव से वो एक मिनट बता रहे हैं.
Can you provide us this?
ये बाकी पॉलिटिकल सवाल थे, ये मेडिकल है.
नहीं मैं जानता हूँ.
So typically the antibiotics would decide on the local hospital strategy, and that strategy has already been given by All India. It's on and the other more stronger antibiotics are already recommended in the AIMS website.
Can you provide us the slides, please? The slides which you have shown. Can you provide?
One second. I would like to appeal. See, 2:30 session is going to restart. That's why. Now, 10 बजे already. इसलिए मैं अभी निवेदन करता हूँ. Sorry for तमिलनाडु people. नहीं लंच है नहीं प्लीज लिसन टू मी प्लीज लिसन टू मी. माय रिक्वेस्ट इज सिंस देयर इज अ paucity of the time, now Nadda ji will say few words, guide us, and after that we will go for the lunch and immediately go to the house. This is my request.
Respected ministers, respected MPs, Secretary Health, Secretary DHR, and dear friends. It was a wonderful presentation and it was very enlightening. Honorable Prime Minister wanted that member Parliament who are in the medical field, they should come forward and participate in the awareness program and also understand what Government of India has taken the initiative. As you all are from the medical field, you know in the technical terms what has got what impact. Government of India has taken a very proactive and preventive and preempting the Corona COVID-19. So far we are doing good, but at the same time the virus is such that it can take a pandemic anytime, and we have to be very alert on that. Two things we have to understand. One, that there should not be a panic situation, but at the same time all necessary measures have to be taken. you all being
You disconnect the whole PS system. Only two things are to be done. Number one, your mind, sir. We are public representatives. So we have got
an opportunity to interact with the people, and we have got authority also in the way the people listen to us also. And at the same time, we represent the medical fraternity. So whatever you say, it has got the medical sanctity also. So I would request all of you to be proactive and see to it that in coming next 10 days, what best we can do in our constituencies, what preemptive, proactive steps have been taken by Government of India, that has to be narrated to the people in simple language so that they understand and they cooperate accordingly. It will be basically the people's participation which is going to curb this virus and this issue. And I suppose, and I have got full confidence on all of you that you will be doing, you will be playing a very proactive role. The attendance itself shows that how much interest you have shown. Once again, I thank the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs. And on 22nd, we all will participate in the Janta Curfew and also support the medical fraternity by clapping hands at 5 o'clock for 5 minutes. So that, and also see to it that we take out a picture of it, make out a video of it, and upload in our own social media by our own handle. That is also going to help. So once again, thank you very much for giving a very patient hearing, and we all together will fight this COVID-19. That is what we can work on it and be assured of. Thank you.